Woo-wee. Well. What's happening, everybody? We are in the AFC and NFC Championship week. And man, I've heard all the, BS, crying, whining that I can possibly stand. I don't think I've heard this much crying since, one of the grandkids wind up getting upset because they didn't get something that the other grandkid got. This is ridiculous. Everybody, if y'all don't know, this is the Cave Cast. I'm Big Temp. On the other end, I have Big Mike. He is having some technical issues. I think he's doing an update for his camera. And he'll be doing audio only today. And we wanted to talk to everybody about how the narrative has actually changed for the Kansas City Chiefs. I remember not too many years ago that everybody was so tired of, what was that team that was winning all the time and they had this great quarterback and what they called him, the GOAT. What was his name? I can't think of it. I know it. Tom Brady. Y'all remember when Tom Brady was up in New England giving them peoples out there the business and everybody hated the Patriots? Now, trust and believe, the Patriots had some claims against them when it came to cheating. But they were actually real claims, such as deflated footballs, Spygate, things to that nature. Here we are, all these years later, and the team that wind up actually being able to take over and be the new team that was actually supposed to be, this generation's new hope for the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs come on the scene, and everybody loves it. They're happy that Tom Brady is no longer, in the talks as far as, the greatest team or the greatest quarterback. I mean, to me, he's still the greatest quarterback of all time just because of what he was able to accomplish. But at the same time, all these people that are there that have been around for, I don't know, since the NFL has started, they had this love affair with Brady, right? Well, here comes Mahomes. He's taken over the league by storm. MVPs, Super Bowls. MVPs of Super Bowls. And all of a sudden now, because of the winning that they've done, they are now the villains in everybody's eye in the NFL, unless you're a Chiefs fan or a kid. Kids love Patrick Mahomes. But alas, the rest of the league seems to think that the NFL has rigged it for the Super Bowl back-to-back defending champs to actually go back to another Super Bowl, to maybe possibly three-peat, something that has never been done in the Super Bowl era. What I find funny about this is, why wouldn't they do it for any other team? Why would it just be for the Chiefs? And the response I get, it's because of Taylor Swift. Mike, have you ever heard of such nonsense?
Man, you know what's crazy? Yeah, that is complete nonsense. I came across this tweet from 2018
Oh,
from hold on, let me find it real quick. I
yeah.
had shared it earlier.
Yeah, it's funny about Twitter. You
Uh,
could always find something.
oh yeah, you got receipt. Yeah, Twitter got receipts from days. So Bleacher Report tweeted, and it has a meme with Brady, uh, doing the little fist pump and stuff.
Yeah.
And it says Patriots cut into Jags lead 20-17 midway through the fourth.
Okay.
And what's interesting is I go to the comments
Uh-huh.
And the first comment I see, so freaking sick of the Pats. Why can't we have a real Super Bowl with two real teams fight it out that don't have the refs in pocket all season long? Geez, won't watch if they're in it this year.
Um, this is amazing, and it's always the same rhetoric with these people. It is
Yeah, man. Like
always
the
wow.
next tweet, there's literally a Chiefs fan. He puts a he puts a meme in there, and it says, "Any Chiefs fan here in 2025?"
Wow. You know,
And then,
I,
yeah, their comments are hilarious, dog. Like,
but doesn't that sound like 2025 right now where somebody is complaining, not just somebody, pretty much everybody is complaining about the champ that is here now, and they're doing the same thing. It's a witch hunt. And what's surprising is that they don't even see that they do it. They'll act like this is the first time this has ever happened in NFL history.
yeah,
Hello? Hello? Are you not remembering half the shit you said or did back then when Tom was in the league? Oh, that's right. You've slept since then, right? I get it. You know what's the most brutal thing about this is, like I said before, the thing about people, us as humans, you know, somebody said it today. They tried to make it seem like that we love dynasties, and it's not true. People hate greatness. They love to build you up because we love underdog stories, right? But they love to build you up just to tear you down again. And that is the human way. Me,
yeah, they swear
however,
they love parody. They swear they love parody, but
they don't. They
they
don't.
don't.
They don't. And you know what's funny about that? Most of the people who are complaining about half of this shit is a team or fans of a team who've never even won a Super Bowl. And I get it. That fucking sucks. I don't know I don't know how you necessarily feel, but what I can tell you is this. If you are rooting for that team, keep rooting for that team. Eventually, it's going to change. But the problem is you don't have to tear another team down just to make you feel good about your team, even as bad as they might be. The thing about being a fan is that we are going to be biased about certain things, but we don't have to be completely off the fucking rails. And some of the shit that I've seen, oh, it's ridiculous. And so now the new thing is that, and you know, it comes with the territory. The Chiefs are the villains of the NFL. We're the bad guys. Never in a million years would I have ever thought, as a Kansas City Chief fan, I would have ever heard those things put together in the same fucking sentence. Not a fucking once. Because for as long as I can remember, after, I don't know, let's say 50 years of being horrible, or not even necessarily horrible, but not winning, getting close to, you know, these great teams and having a chance maybe and not being able to fucking get into an AFC championship game or not being able to win a playoff game, losing a playoff game by 38 points, you know, things to that nature. Finally, the tables kind of turned and you get a little bit of good luck. You know, you get the right draft pick, you get the right coach, you get the right pieces around it. And now things change. And now you got a team that's competing for Super Bowls and now winning Super Bowls. And here we go. We're going to tell everybody that now this team, that's the villains of the NFL. The villains. You know what's funny about that? Chris Broussard had a nice little interaction on his show today with Nick Wright and Kevin Wildes, and I thought it was kind of funny. I really did. I thought it was actually fucking hilarious. But I kind of thought about it and I said to myself, you know what? This is actually really fucking true. This is exactly how everything is going right now. And people, for whatever reason, do not, and I mean do not, like the Chiefs. And it's coming from everywhere. Teams of, you know,
Literally.
yeah, from the NFC who don't even
Little
play the Chiefs.
Wayne.
Little Wayne is out here talking about the Chiefs. I can't stand the cheating ass Chiefs.
That's
I
just
mean,
crazy.
what what else are we supposed to do?
Man,
You know,
and
you know.
you know what's insane? Wait, you know what's insane real quick?
Yeah.
You know it's BS though. When the Denver what is his name? Akeem Top what's his name? He
Oh,
played for Denver?
Akeem Talib.
Yeah. He
Shout out to
was
Akeem.
defending the Chiefs, bro.
Exactly.
Let me did you see that? He
Yeah.
literally I'm gonna find it real quick.
You know, it's funny that you
That
say that. It's because Akib won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. And like I said, most of the teams, most of the players from the Patriots are coming out and defending the Chiefs in this situation because they want to see greatness happen. They're not
yeah,
they're
exactly.
not trying to keep, talking about they don't want to see him three-peat. They want to see it. Teddy Bruschi's talking about him all the time. He wants to see it. Fucking Tom Brady's talking about Gronk. But hey,
He literally said, I'm Broncos country for life. But this
wow,
Chiefs hate is getting out of hand. If you hit the quarterback in his head, it's a flag, no matter your intentions. And please don't say they didn't touch his head because they did.
exactly. Which is
And
wow.
then, and then, like,
Wow.
and this is, oh my God, this is how you know the Chiefs got everybody like brains just like losing their minds. So the Ravens just quite literally lost to the Bills.
Yeah.
And the next day, you got Marlon Humphrey tweeting, I have no reason of saying this other than being a hater. The Bills or whatever NFC team got to beat the Chiefs. We can't let them keep getting away with this. Now imagine losing to the Bills and being worried about the Chiefs. so, and rooting for the Bills.
We are living rent free
For
in
the,
every one of these
bro,
motherfuckers'
there is
heads.
no way. Hey, people in the comments on his head, this dude said, you a bum. Imagine rooting for a team that just dog walked your bum ass team. That's what's wrong with today's game. Softball.
Okay, so now that you brought it up,
I'm sorry. That
no,
was
now
just,
that
I had to bring that up.
no,
I
but now
had
that you brought it up, it kind of just segues itself into what I was talking about with Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, and Kevin Wildes. Because Chris Broussard had a great take on this because of basically of what Humphrey said, right? And so Chris Broussard, you know, he said it. I want everybody to hear it, and I want to hear what your take is on this, okay?
They're not gaining villain status. They are clearly, absolutely, positively the villains now. They're the new evil empire. There's no doubt
That's
about it.
this.
They're on the verge of doing something we have never seen in modern NFL football. And that is not just about to win their third straight or on the verge of winning their third straight Super Bowl, which has never been done. They are making, and
Terrible.
I look, not Brady's Patriots, not Montana's Niners, not the Steel Curtain Steelers of the 70s, not the great Cowboys of the 90s. No other team, in my view, is doing what the Chiefs are doing right now. And that is looking like they belong in another league. They look like they're treating like all these other tremendous football players, awesome football players, look like a minor league teams compared to the Chiefs. Really? Yes, because they won 2 Super Bowls. No one's won 3. And then the next year when they're trying to win 3, they go 15-1. Forget the 15-2. They gave that to Denver. And I'm just like, that's what Marlon Humphrey is like. This has to stop because no one's won like this. They're not gaining.
I can't. I can't, man. I can't. I can't. I can't do it. I get. You know what, Mike? You're absolutely right. They are living rent free in these motherfuckers' heads. And here's the reason why I tell people all the time: when it comes down to being the king of the fucking jungle, there's a reason why the lion is the king of the fucking jungle. We know it's not because he's the biggest, right? We know it's not because he's the biggest. The elephant's the biggest in the jungle. We know it's because he's not the fastest, right? Because the cheetah is the fastest.
True.
We also know that he's probably not the most deadliest as far as, the way he hunts and things to that nature. Or he doesn't have any poison, like some of the snakes that you would see out there in the jungle. But you know what makes him the king of the jungle? His mentality. And that is exactly why these motherfuckers have a problem with the fucking Chiefs. Because they live rent free in these motherfuckers' heads. Every fucking team. And you know what's funny about that? I've heard it all year. Nobody's afraid of the Chiefs anymore. They're not what they used to be. Huh? You could have fooled me by the way y'all acting. You could have fooled me. Because now you've gone to the point of the refs are cheating for them. Well, shit, why are the refs cheating for them? Why would they do that? Can y'all give me? I mean, are they getting paid for this? Because
Bro,
last
Nick
thing,
Wright yeah, Nick Wright be talking about it, bro. Like,
yeah, I
how
mean,
is the league fixed? How is it fixed if there's 32 owners? That means they're all in agreement to
and
something.
they're all fucking themselves. They're all
Yeah,
fucking
that doesn't even
themselves.
make sense. And
Who
that means
wants
that's
to
less
do that?
money. They're making less money losing than they are winning.
Exactly. But you can't tell these fucking, how should I say, these goddamn geniuses out here any of this shit because they have it in their head. You know what that's called, right? It's it's the thing where if you think that the game is rigged like that and you're still watching, that's cognitive dissonance. It's where you believe one thing, but you continue to do the thing that you say that you don't believe in. Like watching the NFL. If it's rigged,
Exactly. And if it's rigged,
I
then we
can't make
know
it
who
up.
all gonna win. Then everybody will be rich because we all be betting on that shit.
Every one of these athletes would not be playing. They wouldn't be. So I just wanted to put this out there first. And this is to all my Chiefs fans. Don't be ashamed to fucking sports your shit proudly. Don't be ashamed to rep your team. Don't be ashamed to hear these motherfuckers when they want to tell you about how the refs are fucking pulling the strings, the fixes in, and all this other shit. You know what you tell them? Yep, sure is. Because there's nothing you are going to say that is going to make them feel any different about it. Because they already have it in their head that it's rigged. And that's fine. Let them believe that. I don't believe it. I know a lot of people who don't believe it. The only people I hear saying this shit are a bunch of losers. I said it. I hope y'all record it. I hope you remix it. Whatever you gotta do, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter to me. Because the one thing I get tired of hearing is when somebody tells me some shit that hey, basically, I got a goddamn brain. And I understand shit's not gonna always go your way. And that's hard to deal with sometimes. But for you to make excuses, that's a loser mentality. So, now that we have put out my public service announcement, we want to talk about the games that are coming up this weekend. And it's some doozies. I'm really looking forward to both games, AFC and NFC championships. They're going to be fantastic. For one, if you guys didn't catch it on our last show, we called it right here on the Cavecast last week that the Washington Commanders would actually wind up beating the Detroit Lions. And that's exactly what happened. Jaden Daniels was fantastic, poised, looked like a fucking seasoned veteran out there. Came out there and took them boys cookies.
And it's almost like scoring like 40 like blowing people out and all these kind of things doesn't really mean you're going to be
Actually, as
successful in the playoffs. You
No, it
know,
doesn't.
like
It doesn't. And my
just
phone keeps
saying.
going off. It doesn't. See, here's my thing. I I enjoyed watching these games this past weekend. These games in the divisional round were way more enjoyable than the wild card round was, right? And the thing about these games that are going to be coming up this weekend, you got a NFC East showdown. Now, mind you, I would say that the Washington Commanders, yeah, they did, if I remember right, they did beat the Eagles once this year, and it was earlier on in the season. And I think that they can actually do it again, but I don't think it's going to be easy at all. The one thing I think that hurts the Eagles in this game is the fact that Jalen Hurts is hurt.
Yeah.
got a bum knee, broken finger on his throwing hand. At least that's what they're saying. And he hasn't been passing the ball that very well in the beginning before this all happened.
I mean, the thing with that game, like it, I'm just wanting to know what they'll do when, for whatever reason, Saquon is not having a good game, or
True.
he's just not getting going, you know. And I'm not saying that the Commanders are just gonna shut him down because I think Saquon is having a hell of a season.
True.
But I mean, to be fair, man, when you think about what the Commanders did with the Lions and their run game, and they didn't like completely shut them down,
But they took
but
certain things
they
away from
contained
him.
them though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the Eagles don't. They have weapons, but they don't have the amount of explosive weapons that Detroit does.
And the
Like you
one
got Saquon there, but that's it in terms of explosiveness.
And on
Like,
top of that, on top of what you're saying, the one thing that hurts them more is the fact that Goff is a better passer than Jalen is. And for me, if his hand is hurt on top of that, you're making that team one-dimensional against a team that
and that's the thing.
against a team that knows your tendencies because they play you 2 times a year.
And they did. And people forget, like they beat them earlier this year too.
Yeah,
That's the game that Jalen Hurts had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this game. And I think the key matchups for me are going to be able to see, okay, how does that Eagles defense, especially in that secondary, how are they able to match up against Washington's wide receivers? And can the defensive line of the Eagles get home to Jaden Daniels?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I know some Eagle fans. They're kinda worried about this game. And I'm gonna tell you, I think you should be. Because Jaden Daniels is quite possibly the best rookie quarterback we've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah, I think and it ain't even really about stats either. It's more so
No.
like, bro, he is so poised, bro.
He's very
Like
poised. Very
that shit is
poised.
like,
Yeah.
and he's very calm in the pocket. Like he throws
Yeah.
a nice ball. It's very accurate. So
And he
it'll be interesting.
understands when he should run and when he shouldn't. And they got a nice couple of packages together for him for what they call design QB runs. He understands, what when the play breaks down, what he should do. I love this about this kid. This kid's phenomenal. I really want to tell you right now, Mike, I think that Washington is going to wind up winning this game. I think Washington is going to wind up winning this game. And I know my cousin Pino, Justin, hey man, we talked about this earlier, Pino. And we did say he had sent me a message talking about Commanders Chiefs Super Bowl. Well, I'm gonna tell you, right now I am gearing towards that side. I'm leaning towards that side that the Commanders are going to wind up in the Super Bowl. I got a funny feeling about it. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that because the only thing we can do is just make guesses, right? Because anything can happen in a game. Any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. Nothing is for certain and nothing is for sure. So, right now, they're playing and they're hot. They're playing and they're hot, and that kid is poised. So, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Commanders. On the other side, we have the AFC Championship. A rematch from 2021 of the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen, possibly this year's MVP, and Patrick Mahomes, probably, if not, I'd say just for me, the second best QB as of right now ever in the league. And these two teams, every time they get together, it's a battle. I'm so geeked for this.
Man,
Last year,
I hope Mahomes goes the fuck off, bro. Like,
you know, he's probably tired of hearing a lot of shit from the naysayers, right? He's probably tired of getting these calls and these comments about how he flopped and all this other shit and you know how those weren't flags and how the refs. He's probably tired of all of this shit, right? And I don't blame him. What I will tell you is that Mahomes Mahomes has always come to play. Does that mean he's perfect? No. But I do know this. He's going to give every little thing he has in him, every bit of it, and he's going to leave it out on that field. I love the fact that the Bills got to come to Arrowhead. That makes me feel even better about this matchup.
did you hear what I think it was Dawkins? One of the line, it was either the left tackle or the right tackle. I can't remember his name.
Brian
He was
Dawkins,
like,
or not Brian Dawkins,
no,
Deion Dawkins, the left tackle for the
yeah,
Bills.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was him.
That was,
He was
I
like the
remember,
Bills. He was like the Bills are America's team, not the Chiefs, or some shit like that. That's what he said. And I'm just like, bro, the Chiefs literally. I think they just broke a record in that Chiefs and Texans game for the most people watched, like game watched, because it was at like 33 million or something like that, close to it.
do you know what is so astounding? It's the fact that some people need to make shit up in their head to give them an advantage. And then when it doesn't give them the advantage, then it's, well, the refs did this and the refs did that. So if they're America's team, how come nobody that I know, as far as, like a big majority, I don't see these motherfuckers out here in the Midwest. I don't
I
see
mean,
them.
they're not even the favorites right now. I think the Eagles are the favorites right now to win the Super Bowl.
Yes, they are. I seen that today. The Eagles are the favorite, and
It's fine with me.
I'm okay
Hey,
with
I
that.
love it. I love it.
I'm
Please.
okay with that.
Matter of
I'm
fact, make us last.
tell us again how bad we are. I mean,
Please do.
all season I heard that it was going to be. I mean, what's his name? Craig Carton on his show. He said earlier in September that it was going to be the Chiefs weren't even going to make it to the AFC Championship. It was going to be the Houston Texans and the Jets. This
Oh
motherfucker
yeah,
said,
I remember that. I
he said the
remember
fucking.
that.
Hey, let me tell you something. How the fuck do you have a show on TV?
And you
I'm
talking about
calling
the
you
Jets?
out. I'm calling you out. How? How do you have a show? How does somebody pay you money to give those takes that you gave
Hey,
in
did you see what
September?
Jason McIntyre been
Wow.
saying lately?
What who said?
Jason McIntyre, you been saying what he been saying lately?
No, I have not.
Bro, oh my, you want to talk about a hater, dog?
Well, there's
Hey,
a lot of them.
oh my, listen, that shit, man. Look, one game at a time. I hope the Chiefs pull this off, but man, I hope we win this game, man.
All I'm gonna say is I've gotten some messages. You know, a buddy of mine, Lamont, had sent me a message and he said that he was, worried about this game with the Bills. And I told him, I said, look, I'm gonna give you the game plan as I see it for what's gonna happen with the Bills because they pretty much have showed everybody all season. I said Josh Allen is gonna try to throw for 5 yards per pass. That's about the
Yeah,
that's about the
they're trying to limit the mistakes and run the
yeah.
ball.
So he's going to throw for about 5 yards a pass. That's on first down. Or they're going to hand it to Cook. He's going to run for 3 yards per down, 3 or 4 yards per down, right? So that first down, they're going to try to pick up 5 yards. The second down, they're going to try to pick up three. And then every time they get to 3rd and 2, they're going to go to a Josh Allen designed run or a tush
Yep.
push. This is exactly the fucking game plan that they have in mind. You know how I know this? Because look what they did with Baltimore, right? This is exactly what they've been doing all year. I don't see anything fantastic about the Bills. I do understand that and I will say this, they have an underrated offensive line. Very
Oh, their
underrated
offensive
offensive.
line is damn good this year. I
Yeah,
will say that for sure.
very underrated offensive line.
So that just means that like Karlaftis just got to keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
But this game, he's just got to amp it up a little bit more,
yeah.
along with Chris. Like, and this is it. We really need Chris Jones to come with it. This is the game where it should be a Chris Jones game.
I think it will
It's
be a
got to
Chris
be.
Jones game. I think you'll see that one at one point in there. Chris Jones is going to make a play that
Yeah,
we
I think
actually have to have.
yeah, him. I think like the like on defense, especially on the defensive line, Chris Jones, Karlaftis, and Ominahu. We need them three to come with it, like
I
straight
agree.
up.
I do agree. And the fact that Omenihu and Watson are going to be back for this game is a big boost to that defense. Because if you didn't remember, in the first game when we played the Bills, Najee Johnson got scorched. And I like Najee, but he got scorched. I think he had 9 targets on his side. He got burned for like over 109 yards
You know what's
for that game.
crazy? If I remember right, I was just reading it earlier. McDuffie was on Shakir
Yeah,
majority of that game, and
yeah,
Shakir didn't really do too much, honestly.
yeah,
Um, but now that they got Watson back,
yeah,
that's huge because
yeah.
now you can put them to. Because now the Chiefs can really play man to man if
Oh,
they
yeah,
need to.
exactly.
And that's the difference. Now they can really play man to man with those DBs they got with, especially with Watson and McDuffie.
Yeah,
And then you can kind of put the other guys wherever else you need them to. So I
yeah.
think that's going to be a huge thing in
Yeah,
this game.
you can rotate with Williams, Joshua Williams,
Yeah,
making sure
exactly.
that, you can take away Keon Coleman if you need to. The key concern for me would be the tight ends as far as Dylan or Dalton Kincaid, Knox. So I think our linebackers can handle them. But
You know
the
what's weird
biggest,
about that?
what?
They didn't use them at all in the Ravens game.
Not really. Not really.
Like Kincaid, and they didn't get no. I don't even think they got any targets that game,
Yeah. And
which is weird.
my other thing with this is that we are going to have to make sure that on short yardage situations that either Leo Chanel or my guy Jaden Hicks is spying on Josh Allen because those are your two best tacklers on that team, right? So to me, you have to watch those. You have to make sure that one of those two guys is spying on
Say
Allen.
Bolton too to an extent.
He's not fast enough, and that's the one thing
Well,
that
and I get that, but in previous games, man, Bolton has stuck it to Josh Allen when he
he
tries to
has.
fucking like, get out that pocket. So I'm just adding him in there. Like
My
you
only
can
thing
kind of
is,
like,
that Bolton does have a high missed tackle rate, and Leo Chanel is second on the team as far as uh, the amount of missed tackles he has. He does not have very many at all. He's only got 3 on the season, and Jaden Hicks has only got one missed tackle on the season. So to me, I'm thinking I'm going to put my best guy that's going to make sure he makes contact and wraps up because I don't want any extra yards from Josh Allen. That's my thinking. Now, you can get away with it, but you got to make sure you do it at the right times. I don't expect Spagnuolo to not have a spy on Josh Allen this game. I do not, especially on 3rd and short. So, just my ideas. I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a
man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think the Chiefs need to shut down the run game.
they do. They
You
do.
shut down the run game. You force Josh Allen to pass.
Exactly.
And honestly, that's what you want them to do.
Yeah,
You
I
want them
do.
to just be a pass heavy. You want them to be a pass heavy offense.
Yeah, I want them to have to be able to pass. I want them to be in 2nd and long. I want them to be in 3rd and long. I want them to have to pick up those yards and then make a mistake where they turn the ball over. Because let's be honest, Josh Allen has always been a turnover machine, except for this year. He's been real good about it. But I think if you put enough pressure on him and you take away the things that they want to do and force them to do the things that you want them to do, you're going to see a turnover. I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to leave it at that. Arrowhead, I'm so waiting to see what
Hey,
happens. Whew,
hey, I meant to bring this up too, because
whew.
I don't think the Bills pass rush is as good as the Texans. Obviously, like
No,
they got a
no,
decent, they got an okay defensive line, but nothing crazy.
no, they
But
don't.
do you think they still stick it with Joe Tooney? Because Joe Tooney did not have a good game that last game.
I'm
Like it was looking rough.
I'm gonna say it like this. I don't see anybody on that defensive line
I agree with
that
that. I
that
do agree
that
with that.
that scares me more than Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson did, and he was okay. They were actually able to pull that game out. Matter of fact, Houston has a better defensive front than the Bills. Their their
Yeah.
their
I'm not
front
arguing that.
their
They
front
definitely
four.
do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that Andy is going to make that change this late into the season
I'm
now
just
because
curious.
it's at the point now where he's like, you know what? Everything is working. Patrick is comfortable. We can make it work. Now, if something was to happen, I believe there's always that with DJ Humphries there, he's an excellent break glass guy. That means if something was to happen and Tooney got hurt, well, it's always good to have that guy there in case of an emergency. You break the glass and let him come on out, right? Perfect for him to be there in that situation. I think that's the one thing you want to be able to have. And the best thing
Right.
about that is that you can actually put Humphreys at left tackle and you can always move another guy, a swing tackle over if Jawan Taylor was to have some injuries or something like that. I think we'll be fine though. But I do not.
Speaking of speaking of Jawan Taylor.
He had a game last game.
Hey, listen. As much as
Yeah,
we criticize,
yeah,
we look, we at the Cave Cast, we're fair. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
If we gonna criticize you when you playing like some dog shit, we gonna praise you when you are playing excellent.
yeah,
Now I think he had, if I remember right, I think he had one penalty. I could
yeah.
be wrong.
And he only gave up
But
2 pressures. He only gave up
yeah,
2 pressures.
he played excellent. Like he has been playing really good these past 3 to 4 games.
I
I would like to
actually,
stay a little longer.
yeah,
He's
and I,
been he's been showing up. I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit, man.
yeah. So I don't mind it. I enjoyed it. I think he's okay as far as he tends to actually, as far as the playoffs go, even last year, he tends to kind of, get his shit together a little bit, and that makes it easier on our offensive line, right? The one thing I'm only concerned about is that with the run game, right? Especially with Tooney being kicked to the outside and Caliendo being pushed in at that left guard position, it does not bode well for our run game. But I will say this: Kareem Hunt made it work for us. He averaged 5 yards per carry this past week. Now they didn't run it very much, but for you to still average 5 yards per carry and you scored a touchdown, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I want to see, and I don't know if they'll do this, but like, I really want to see the Chiefs do like some tosses or like some, like get the fucking like, cause like you can't like not use Pacheco's speed. Like you have to get him, or just use some screens. Like we've seen Pacheco do very well in the screen game.
Yeah.
Why
And
aren't we doing that? Like I want to see a
I'm
little bit
not
more of that, and it ain't got to be a lot, just one or two a game
I'm
here and
not
there.
sure. I'm not
And I don't
sure.
know if they're probably like saving, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I still don't the playbook. I think Reed called a pretty decent game this last game.
I think he's got to open it up
They
though.
still ain't really they still ain't really showed their hand to me.
I
Cause
I, I
like
think I think he's
they
going to open it
bro,
up.
DeAndre didn't he got one target.
Yeah.
One target.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's because they couldn't do it. I just think it was part of their game plan. You use Hollywood and freaking Xavier to take up their two best DBs and
Yeah.
Stingley and Lassiter. You
Yep.
let them get occupied, and then you let Xavier and Travis Kelsey eat up the middle of the field, and then with the little screen plays and stuff like that. That was the game plan.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there that their intention was to let them take everybody else away and let just Kelsey eat. They said you can't take away everything, you can't take away everything, and that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm thinking D Hop has a game this next game.
I think he
I think
probably
he gets a little bit more.
at least
He
six
gets a little bit more
targets,
involved in the
at
offense. Yeah,
at least 6 targets, at least six. So with this game coming up, there are some injuries that were had on both sides of the ball for the Bills and for the Chiefs, right? We all know that Patrick's had that ankle thing all year, but he was a full participant in the practice
yeah, same shit.
today. Deion Dawkins, who's the offensive tackle, the left tackle for the Bills, he had a little bit of an illness, and Taylor Rapp, he had a back hip issue that happened during that Baltimore Ravens game. They did not practice today. And if everybody wants to know, today is Wednesday, so we're recording right now. Matt Milano, the linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, he also had a bicep hamstring thing, and cornerback Christian Benford, he has a concussion, and they were limited in practice. So those two guys limited in practice. The Benford thing, I don't know if he'll be ready by the time the game comes around, but that does hurt them, especially at the secondary position. So we'll just have to
Yeah,
wait and see.
their secondary ain't looking too good right now, man.
No,
Like
so
you
and
know what I want the Chiefs to do? I want them to target Hamlin all game. Please
yeah,
do it.
I think that would
Please do
be.
it.
I think you could do that and get away with it because once he starts struggling, man, I
Man,
think
listen.
there could be some issues there.
Yeah. Yeah,
We'll
I think
see. We'll
I'm
see.
liking. Look, I think the Chiefs. I'm liking the Chiefs in this game, man. Like I'm.
Well, I would hope so. I'm picking the Chiefs in this game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I think, like if our defense can just contain that run game
Yeah,
to where it makes them uncomfortable,
yeah,
they kind of have to switch up their game plan a little bit.
yeah.
I think the Chiefs win this game, man.
I'm right there with you.
Especially at
So
home too.
yeah. Well, we don't want to be on here too long tonight. we wanted to come on, give our takes, say what we needed to say, and let you guys know that here at the Cast, again, I'm getting tongue tied now. Here at the Cast, we appreciate every subscriber. We're almost to 1,300 subscribers. I think we're about 20 to 22 subscribers away from hitting 1,300, and it just seems to be going up every day. We want to say thank you guys. We appreciate all the love. If you haven't, or you're new to this channel and you've never seen any of our content, this is your first one, go ahead, hit that subscribe and like button. That way it can help us with the algorithm and let you see anytime we have new content that comes out as soon as it's available. So for me, Big Tim, and for Big Mike, who you guys can't see right now, we want to say thank you. We hope you come back, and we'll see you guys next time here at the Cast.